Good afternoon. It's 1:38 on a Tuesday afternoon. We just got back into the shipping terminal. They were closed for lunch from 11:15 to 1. So we just finished up our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th movement. Just mentioned we got one more movement to go. We're actually in the newest truck to the fleet. Yeah, 357. There's two other new trucks, 358, 359. They're not on the road yet. They're still working on them. Trying to get them street legal. But let's take a look at this new truck. Hold on, fast idle it. Four-way flashers, lights. This is exactly like the truck I was assigned to for a while. I didn't like it. And don't like this truck that much either. But it's nice. It's what do they call it? Cascadia? Yeah. Cascadia, the most popular big rig in the United States is the Cascadia. They make more of these than any other kind. Made by Freightliner. This one's got DEF problems just like all the rest. I think they tore the DEF out of it, but the thing lights up every day now and then. Wants you to regen. No toolbox. I mean, you can't put a toolbox because the batteries are right here, I think. Anyway, this is much like the truck we were driving yesterday. It's a 2015 Cascadia. Us old guys, we gotta watch out for things like that. Okay, so that's all hooked up. So the other way to do it is to reach from down here, which means you rub your belly on all this dirty stuff and then you're filthy by the end of the day. So this is supposed to be our last run of the day. It's a full 45-foot LTL headed back to our terminal. One of the things I really don't like about these trucks is this fifth wheel. Yeah, this is what they call the saddle right here. That thing right there that the fifth wheel rocks on. It's only like 3 inches. The truck we had yesterday was like 8 inches. So it lifts up the container so that you don't have to crank them down in order to get hooked up. apart from that license plate light, everything looks pretty good. So this whole truck this is what it was like this morning. I've been trying to clean it up. Even though I'm going to be driving it, it's not really my assigned truck. The driver who's driving it at night, it's his assigned truck. So I don't want to do too much. Oh, I probably will. Can't help myself. So I've been trying to get, I don't know where this truck came from. Compared to yesterday's truck, same year, same amount of mileage it seems, just under 300,000 miles. And that truck was pristine, but it had issues with the, you know, the shaking and what have you, and a few other things. This truck is filthy. I mean, it's like it was bathed in salt water or something, because it's rusting everywhere. And so I've been trying to clean. If I had some lubricant, I would have sprayed down the whole truck. So I'm going to take it back to the mechanics and say, hey, you know, give me a can of lubricant so I can just go around and spray stuff, because this truck is covered with salt. Or it might be a lot of these trucks come from the meat industry, and they go in and out of the stockyards, and they have that manure type residue that gets all over everything. I think that's what's on this truck. Turn off the fast idle. Let's do a brake check. Super comfortable truck. Oh man, this truck is comfortable. Nice and cushy. Better than yesterday's truck. This truck is made in Mexico. The truck we were driving yesterday was made in, I think, South Carolina or North Carolina. It's made in America. It's a Mexican truck. Yesterday's truck was an American truck. This truck is about 5 feet shorter than yesterday's truck. The suspension is much softer, and the engine is a 500 horsepower Detroit diesel. Or I think yesterday's was like either 550 or 600. I didn't really check. Should have. And the shift pattern on this truck is really, really tight. It feels really good. It's just that it's so tight compared to the other trucks I've been driving. It's like hard. I keep when I'm at a standstill, I keep going into reverse when I think I'm in first. They're so close together. That happens when you're driving different trucks every day. Each truck has a personality. The shift pattern's just a little bit different. Reminding yourself. Alright, we're all set. Go right out of here. Brand new loader there. So because they just opened up from lunch, there were lines and lines of trucks outside. So now we've all come in together, so now we're all lining up to get out. Let's just review what we've done so far. So we came in at 6. We were put into this truck. First time driving this truck. So first person apart from the assigned driver drives at night, who's driven the truck during the day. So we got our stuff into the truck and got it pre-tripped and washed a little bit. And hooked up to a full 45-foot container full of a marine hardware. Took that over to the marine hardware, which is 3 blocks away. We then came back to our terminal, hooked up to a load of pool supplies, and took it down to the pool supplier, which is the one that goes over the hump. Because of the fifth wheel being so low, we got hung up on the hump. We had to put wood underneath the tires to get over it. See, this is all extra work just because of that fifth wheel. I've had to crank every container down in order for it to hook up, because the fifth wheel is so low. Every container you come to is too high. And so all that extra work, I feel like I've done 100 push-ups today. Well, we got the wood underneath the tires and got the container into the driveway, the pool supply. At which point we bobtailed in here to the shipping terminal, hooked up to a load of mayonnaise going to a food distributor. And that was a standby offload. So we stood by offload, cleaned the windshields, and just took an inventory of the truck, all the things you like and dislike. And I'll drive anything. If the truck had no brakes and no clutch, I'd still drive it. That's just the driver I am. But I like to analyze and critique every truck I drive. And some people find that, annoying. And so what? If I like to know, I like to critique the truck just so I know how can I make the truck better. How can I improve it? How can I make my day easier? I'm always trying to do that. I'm always trying to find a way to make my life easier, because I'm a lazy person. And so if there's a way to put a toolbox in, or get that fifth wheel higher, or get the airbags bigger or something to make my job just a little tiny bit easier, I'm always looking for an angle, sort of. But after we took the mayonnaise container, after it was empty back here, we picked up a what was it? Yeah, it was a big box can for tonight's delivery. Took that back to our terminal, dropped it in the yard, at which point they had a load of wire product going out to a laydown yard where they do prefab buildings and bridges and stuff. So we dropped that off, at which point the regen light came on. It's still on now, it's blinking. So I called up the mechanics and said, no, they've tore out that whole system, so never mind, ignore it. Still, it's blinking away. Then we went back to the pool supplier from there, picked up the empty, and then sat in line outside waiting for them to open up. That's been our day. Now we got our LTL here. Headed back to the terminal, try to get it on the dock if we can. And today being 3 o'clock, what is it, 1:51? Maybe the mechanics will be there and I'll be able to talk to them, let them know what I think about the truck. Lining up to get out. But then I'll talk to the night driver and see if he wants me to keep my stuff in the truck or if he wants me to take my stuff out. I prefer to take it out just because it makes the truck more comfortable for whoever's driving it. So I'll just keep a few of my things in the truck every day and then take them out. That's the plan. Headed back to our terminal. For some reason, third gear on this truck feels like fifth gear compared to the truck I was driving yesterday. been closed for quite a while now. They're replacing the scale and they haven't finished yet. Over the Sand Island Bridge where their dredging operation is still underway. Been there for a couple of weeks now at least. A bit more quiet than yesterday's truck. Yeah, right now I see the biggest problem with this truck is it just needs a good cleaning. It needs to get rinsed off. It looks like it's got salt spray all over it maybe from the shipping. Find some type of toolbox. I don't know if there's anything that they can do for this truck as far as the toolbox goes. I like having tools to get things done, get out of trouble if I have to. Chains and straps. And if you don't have a toolbox, then it all ends up inside the cab with you. That's not a good place. It's about 37,000 pounds shipping weight. It's a pretty light load for an LTL. The truck handles it really well, but the wire product that I took out to that laydown yard where they make the prefab, that was a maximum weight load, and this truck it was overheating, even though this truck just runs hot. It runs 200 degrees all the time. And it was running a little over that on the way out. So I don't know if it's the gauge or if that's just the way these trucks are. I think I remember them being a hot engine. Compressor seems to be really strong. 130 pounds pressure. To wind some more. The thing I really don't like about new trucks, more than anything probably, is that the computer runs everything. The switch is the switch, but the switch goes to the computer, and the computer then decides whether or not it wants to do what you're asking. Same thing with the acceleration. It seems like everything runs through a main computer. interesting to see what the other driver who drives at night thinks of the truck, because he's been wanting to drive a new truck for a while, because he's been driving the old trucks like me. And this truck has a much better AC. It's a lot more quiet. The radio is really good. The seat's super comfortable, nice and big with arm. What do you call these? Armrests. Today's not a holiday, but traffic has been really, really mild. Up to a high of 82 today, so it's pretty warm outside. In the turn here. Oh yeah, piece of cake. Right on the line. Like everybody's headed back. Oh. See, the truck next to me is exactly like this truck, and that used to be the truck I used to drive, but had all the DEF problems, and then they downed the truck and it sat for like 6 months. They tore the diesel exhaust system out and reprogrammed it, and now it's got a different driver. Homeless encampment right outside our driveway here. The cops came this morning and told them to get off the sidewalk. They moved half their garbage into the street. This truck has all kinds of alarms. I took my seatbelt off, so now it's going to ring for a few seconds. I'm thinking I'm going to put this container right over here. But that's not the right spot for it. That's for our van trailer. Do is wait and put it on the dock. Because the place to park this, because it's an LTL, they want it on the dock, but there's no openings on the dock. Oh wait, there might be. Let's see what they want to do. Okay. Dock number 2 is open. We got our doors open. Now we just got to get it. Spent the last half hour or so just wiping down the truck. We're going to leave all our stuff in the truck, that way we don't have to move it in the morning. Plus they've taken my truck that has the diesel leak finally into the mechanic shop, so we'll see how that goes. Could be the beginning of the end. Let's see if we can turn this all off though. Silence. Yeah, nice quiet truck. It's not bad. It is what it is. If you're a new driver, you'd enjoy this truck. It's got all the bells and whistles. But we came in at 6 this morning. We'll be out of here by 3. We did 8 container movements. We drove 69 miles. 69, 8 movements. In at 6, out at 3. Headed home. We had the soup last night. The soup was too much. That's all I ate was the soup and the crusty bread. So tonight we're going to have salmon and salad and rice. But that is it for today. Be back here in this truck tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Aloha.